Gayatri, are you there? Okay. So next question is, what is the next question?
Mind is unruly.
Mind is unruly. Okay. Mind is unruly. It doesn't listen to me.
Yeah.
Now the problem is, who is me? So the mind doesn't listen to me because I have identified with the mind. Okay. So what we are trying to do is, using the mind, we are trying to using the mind, we are trying to control the mind. What you have to understand is, who am I? There is a distance gap between me and the mind. You don't have to create it. There's a distance already. There's already a gap. You have to recognize the gap. Now that gap, if you are not able to recognize the gap, the mind and you, Atma, becomes one. Mind takes the position of Atma. So then now there's no boss and servant relationship. So it's like mind telling itself, I want to control. Then it will come, I have to put effort. It will take time. It will take many years. It won't work. Right? This will typically happen in office now. In office, the employee always gives a complaint. It will take time. It won't work. Okay, how it will work? There are so many problems it will throw. But boss says, no, nothing doing. It has to be done. Listen. The question is, are you the boss who will be able to give clear instructions to the mind? Or are you part of the mind? If you are a part of the mind, you are trying to solve the problem in the mind. This is like, you cannot solve the problem in the problem domain. You have to come out of the problem domain to solve the problem. It's like, typical.
Like a judge, he's biased from the.
Yeah. If you are
unbiased, so he can able to.
If you are unbiased, then you will be able to control. See, for example, typically there will be some street fighting going on. Some people are fighting there's a group fighting with each other. Okay. They're so fighting. Nobody knows who is fighting whom. So much of noise. Then somebody comes, what's happening? What is the fight? Nobody knows. So because already you are in the problem domain. In the problem domain, you can't solve a problem. Understand? You have to come out of the problem domain to solve the problem. Fortunately for you, Atma is not in the problem domain. Atma appears to be in the problem domain, but it's not in there. It's a Sakshi, Atma, witness. So you have to understand that. But the mind is in the problem domain. Mind says, you are also with me. You have to tell clearly, mind, no, I am the Atma. Who has to tell? Through the mind only. Mind only, Atma has to use the mind only to tell. I am the Atma. This separation is called Viveka and Vairagya, discrimination. This is what is called Atma Jnana. It has to be done, ultimately, the complete clarity, separation happens. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. Right? So,
slowly this awareness will change.
Yes.
If you do this every day. Yeah.
It has to be done. Every day you are very calmly, get up in the morning, you brush your teeth. Every day you go and take a bath automatically. Every day you eat food. Why not every day Atma Jnana? Until the complete clear separation happens.
Clear separation happens.
Even after clear separation happens, you have to do maintenance job also.
Yeah. And the awareness should remain.
No, it should remain. Right? As simple as that. So the problem is, mind is not listening to me because as a part of the mind, you are trying to tell. In a problem domain, you cannot solve a problem. You have to come out of the problem domain. Typically, what happens when people have too much of problem, disturbance, they'll go to psychiatrist. Okay. Psychiatrist can give some medicine, which is dulling the mind, not solving the problem. Then there can be some counseling. Right? So counseling also, the psychiatrist is also working in the problem domain called mind. Psychiatrist is also in the domain called mind. And from the mind domain, you're trying to solve a problem of the mind domain.
It's overactive and they will
dull it.
Through chemicals.
So it doesn't solve the problem, no.
Temporary.
It's temporary.
Yeah, it will come down.
It will come down, but it doesn't solve the problem, no. For solving the problem, you have to go one level above the mind. Unfortunately for psychiatrists, they are also not one level above the mind. They are also in the domain of the mind. Right?
Only time can heal.
Time cannot heal. The question of time can heal also is illusion. Will come because time itself is illusion. Okay. So what happens? people go to psychiatrist. Psychiatrist also tries to solve the problem. Sometimes temporary solution will be found. If what I call the transactional problems you can find. But deep-rooted problems, they cannot solve the problem. Because his mind solving the mind-driven problem, how it will do? I had one student. She wanted to help people. And she took a counseling course. Actually, today many people become counselors. And she started counseling people. After 6 months of counseling, she became very disturbed because when she counsels, their problems are reflecting in her life.
Identification.
It's identification. I'm a woman. You are also a woman. Woman comes and tells woman's problem. It starts thinking in my mind. Started becoming very depressed. Disturbed. Do you know counselors have a counselor also? Yes. To get out of the problem, others you will start accumulating. Okay. So basically, because you are getting into mind trying to solve a problem, mind. It doesn't work that way. You have to go above the mind to solve the problem mind. That happened to one person who is alcoholic. Okay. It's a very famous story. And he had a very famous psychiatrist also. I think the psychiatrist at that time was Carl Jung. Carl Jung. This guy was alcoholic. And Carl Jung gave a treatment for many years. A lot of money.
Get rid of the addiction.
Get rid of addiction. It doesn't work. So actually, they actually pay per hour. Per hour, so many dollars you have to pay. It's a lot of money. This guy spent a lot of money. One day, his physician told him, your liver is damaged. If you drink anymore, you will die. Now this guy came and told psychiatrist, Carl Jung, I think, in that time. I have gone through your psychiatric treatment for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years. My problem is not solved. My health is deteriorated. Is there a hope for me? It's a hopeless situation. Then Carl Jung said, Carl Jung is supposed to be a very great psychiatrist. Said, I don't know solution. God only can save you. So that became a trigger to him. Okay. A psychiatrist is a human mind. You're trying to solve human mind problem at the human level. So now he went back and he prayed to God. Oh God, I am not able to come out of this problem. Please save me. My physicians are not able to help me. My doctor is not able to help me. Please help me to get rid of this addiction. Okay. Within 2 months, he completely dropped alcohol. What could not be solved through medicine? What could not be solved through counseling? Got solved. Why? Because counselor and doctor both are at the physical level, mental level, their operation. Now the God, even if it's concept, it's higher than the mind. It's a power beyond the mind. It reduced. So then he got relieved. Then what he did, he went and told the hospital psychiatrist. Everybody got surprised that this guy a permanent chronic addict, and his health also improved. Prayers helped. Okay, because prayer you are invoking a power beyond the mind. See, the mind being so intelligent, it knows my problem I cannot solve. I need something higher than me. Okay. So invoking the power of God, maybe real, maybe unreal, but invoking the power of God helps the mind to come out of the problem. Then he founded an organization called Alcoholics Anonymous, AAA. Have you heard of that? Okay. Anonymously, all alcoholics meet. He went to the hospital. There, many patients are coming to treatment. So he gathered together. They started a prayer group where they together share the problem. They pray and they make a commitment. It's called Alcoholics Anonymous. And many people all over the world got rid of the alcoholic problem. Not counseling, not medicine work. Why? Problem domain is the mind. You have to go beyond the problem domain, Atma or God, right? So that's why, if you look at one interesting thing in Sanatana Dharma, our rishis have spent so much of research into astrology, astronomy, right? They have developed science, mathematics, astrology, astronomy, many subjects they have developed. But they have not developed one subject of psychology, you know. Manashastra is not developed. Instead of that, they have done Adhyatma Shastra. Go beyond the mind is what they say. Never try to solve the problem of the mind at the mind level. Go beyond the mind to solve the mind problem at the mind level. It's not possible. In the problem domain, you cannot solve the problem. You have to go beyond the problem domain.
Like in Sri Lanka, we cannot solve the problem because it is in one
Chaos,
yeah,
chaos.
failure. Yeah.
Okay? External and higher intervention is required. That's why our whole focus of Sanatana Dharma is to focus on Adhyatma, not on the mind,
Beyond it.
beyond the mind. Understand?
Pretty much useless.
It's pretty much useless. Typically, what they say, okay, mind is a garbage. Mind is a garbage, right? Mind is a garbage, right? So, our Sanatana Dharma says, why get into garbage? Okay? All that you do is take the garbage and throw it out. Empty the garbage. Empty the mind. Very clear? Mind cannot empty itself. Garbage cannot empty itself. You need help. And that help, they said, Sadguru, realized master. Because somebody who has gone beyond the mind only can help you. Somebody who is in the mind cannot help you. He is already trapped in the mind. How can he help you? So whereas psychology, what's happening? They are putting mind level. Garbage can is there. They are trying to sort out garbage. Garbage. What is the mental problem? Where is the mental problem? They are trying to sort out garbage problem. Trying to find out which is good garbage out of that. Working within the garbage, trying to sort out the garbage.
That's the best they can do.
That's the best they can do. It doesn't help. So Sanatana Dharma says, throw the garbage, lock, stock, and barrel. Empty it. How to empty the garbage? Then you have to find somebody who has emptied the garbage. That person is called Sadguru, realized master. And Sanatana Dharma focuses on Adhyatma, emptying the garbage rather than repairing the garbage.
Furthermore, if the garbage is into the just to change the perception or attitude, like
Ultimately, emptying the garbage,
yeah,
not analyzing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right now, we are spending a lot of time in counseling, analyzing, trying to solve the problem. In fact, I know one case. Okay. The person was a drug addict. He was trying to get rid of drug addiction in different ways. Finally, he went to counselor. One day he said, I am relieved now. I have found a problem. What is the problem? My drug addiction is because my parents mistreated me when I was young. It is not. His parents are loving. This is false. Now psychiatrists are superimposed his some impressions on this guy. He has already some impression. Now psychiatry impressions also getting jangled with that because psychiatrist also poor fellow. He's also working for his mind only.
When we work the level of mind will take an opportunity to blame external things
rather than finding a problem. So now this guy started hating his parents. Okay, it's real case I'm telling. I'm not taking a hypothetical situation. Okay, so now a hate started. The relationship with family broke down. One more problem. But finally, what solved him? No, I gave him a chanting of God's name. Within 2 months, he was out of the problem. Chanting of God's name, higher power, invoking higher power. And now, a lot of people are getting benefit. Level is a problem. I'll give you another example. I'm telling you all examples. One lady, youngly married, newly married, had too much of problem with the mother-in-law. They are living in an apartment. Husband doesn't listen because husband is son. Whom to tell? There's nobody in the house. She'll go to the neighbor and tells the mother-in-law problem. See, my mother-in-law. Oh, all mother-in-laws are like this. My mother-in-law also is like this. See how much trouble I have with mother-in-law. Now this lady has one mother-in-law problem earlier. Now by sharing the problem, another one mother-in-law become two mother-in-law problem. No solace. See, we try to share the problem, trying to think that there's a solution will come. Instead of solution, we'll get problem reinforcement. You have to get the problem. Either you have to come to a person who has had a problem, who has overcome the problem, and try to help you how to overcome. Give a solution. Now the mind doesn't work. That's why Sanatana Dharma stresses the importance of a realized master who has become no mind, who has emptied the mind. Garbage. A person in the mind will still be a problem. And They'll try to give, but the solution will bypass. One problem will give another solution, another one solution will give another problem. Right? It's typically calling me, calling my this thing, plumber. Something is leaking. I catch hold of it, some plumber. He does repair something. Oh, things are fine. Next day, somewhere else is leaking. Somewhere problem shifts somewhere else. Mind is like that. You put a patch here, it will go somewhere else. Somebody goes with a smoking problem. Okay. The doctor tells him to stop smoking. You start developing some other habit so that your mind is chewing gum or something. So after them, the smoking stops. Chewing gum becomes addiction. Something else. So mind is like a leech. It will drop something. Okay. The solution has to come from no mind. The Sanatana Dharma focus on no mind, which is enlightenment and liberation, rather than solving the problem of mind. Are you clear? So your question is, my mind, I'm not able to control because you are already getting involved in the mind. How can mind control the mind? So you have to gradually distance your mind through Atma Dana, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa, and Seva. Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa is to understand who am I, understand life in a different perspective. Jnana, the intellect becomes sharper. Ultimately, intellect is the master of the mind. When I'm saying I'm getting involved, it's the intellect which involves with the mind. Right? Intellect becomes clear. It starts distinction. Intellect plus consciousness becomes one entity. Use the intellect to distance. So then what will happen? Gradually discrimination happens. That's called Viveka. Then Vairagya. Then you will get a better mastery. Okay? Dispassion will develop. So now, if the intellect is not clear who am I, intellect is not fully clear what to do, then this problem. That's why I said, that's all sort of illusions created. Tomorrow, yesterday, day after tomorrow, all those things. Live 24 hours. Please understand our life is only 24 hours. Nothing more. Live life as if you have 24 hours. But you have a bigger vision, what to do. But act now, act today. Today pack your life with good action, full life action for self, for your own life, for Atma Mokshadam, Jagaditaya. Utilize your life fully today. If your intellect gets this clarity, then your life will be, mind will listen. The problem, mind doesn't listen because intellect itself is not clear, because it is confused, it is mixing up itself with the mind.
Mixing up leads to procrastination.
Yeah, procrastination is not what? I'll not do today, I'll do tomorrow, postponement. Yeah. Because tomorrow you have life. Yeah. Tomorrow you don't have life. Yeah, that's what tomorrow is a grace. Tomorrow is a gift. Who has guaranteed you life tomorrow? Can any doctor give you life tomorrow? So it's a wrong understanding of life. Intellect has to be clarified, clear. What is my life is today? Let me live my life fully today. Tomorrow is a grace. When I get it, I'll use it. Every day, start using your life properly today. You will be free. That's called enlightened way of living. Don't wait for enlightenment. Start enlightened way of living today. Don't wait for an illusionary enlightenment. Are you clear? So does it answer your question? So mind cannot solve the problem of the mind.
So every day we have to practice this sensing also.
Yes.
For every moment.
Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. Living in awareness.
That becomes our way.
No, that's your nature. Your nature you have to bring in practice. That's already your nature. You have forgotten it because you are too much involved in the mind. Are you clear? Any questions?
The checkpoint is whether we are participating with the mind or witnessing the.
You are not practicing, you are identifying the mind.
Identification with the mind leads to suffering. Just witnessing leads to liberation.
Don't have to witness because your nature is witness. Again, when I am saying witnessing, you are bringing the mind into picture.
Yes.
You have to remember your nature. Remind your nature. Correct? It is not a practice. To be yourself is not a practice. You have to go back. I am. Then distance is there. Then you tell what is required. Being yourself is not a practice. So this is actually again another concept is there for us. I have to develop all these practices. I have to do a lot of sadhana. Then I'll get enlightenment, which is a false practice, false concept. Okay. So that's why Bhagavad Gita, have you heard? Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra. Have you said? Brahma Vidya is told first to Arjuna. Atma Dhyana is given to first him. Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Atma Dhyana is given first. Then Yoga Shastra is told. Yoga Shastra is application of Brahma Vidya. Yoga Shastra is not to get Brahma Vidya in that case. It's the other way around. So other way around, in Adnana, you keep on doing something. How long will you do? Where will you get? Go. In darkness, you keep on searching. Where will you get? The Bhagavad Gita approach is very different. Go to second chapter. Sri Krishna tells him what you are. First, what he teaches? Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivananani, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. The first instruction is you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect. Sri Krishna doesn't say do karma yoga first. He doesn't say sadhana first. Okay. But what have many spiritual teachers, they have done cards before the horse, the ulta. Get Jnana first. Unfortunately, we can't get Jnana, that's a different thing. If you have Jnana, application of Jnana is called yoga. Understand? So, Atma Jnana first. We think that to get Atma Jnana, I have to do a lot of sadhana.
Yeah, maybe we'll get clarity after that.
This is again mind speaking. This is again mind speaking. Mind always works in time. Mind always thinks of tomorrow. Okay. Jnana always thinks of today. So if you are asking the question mind or Jnana, if you are speaking of tomorrow, it's the mind. If you are speaking of today and now, it's Atma. Atma is always now. If that happens, you do sadhana and get a Jnani Guru, because people don't have a Jnani Guru. They don't know what is Jnana. Then it's a mind process. And people struggle. I want trying to control mind. I'm not able to control the mind and all. But if they are fortunate enough, they get Jnana, then apply it. So yoga before Jnana and yoga after Jnana, they are very different. How? Earlier, there's no awareness. You're trying to do something mechanically. Now you do with awareness, consciously. So the consciously doing yoga is what is taught by Krishna. So then it becomes yoga. Yoga means, you know what is yoga? Moment to moment connection. Moment to moment oneness. Moment to moment really living in reality. We are considered yoga. I'll do so many years of yoga. I'll do something, get something. No. Yoga means moment to moment. Now, every moment living in awareness is called yoga. There's no struggle. Because you are living your life. You are living yourself. Alignment. So, is the answer clear? Anybody else have a question on the question? On this particular topic? Was that useful?
Very, very useful. Very, very useful.
Any confusions? Any questions? Sheetal?
There is no confusion, but the clarification will go on, once the way you have told to leave it every moment to moment. There is no confusion after that. But
Correct.
if again when we start dreaming that how will it ever happen or something like that, suddenly we feel that confusion. But if we are just with it, no confusion.
The moment you say when, already you
Yeah.
are entered in the mind. You are already fallen in love with the mind.
Yes, that love, falling in love, as you said, there is no witnessing. Your nature is witnessing. Suddenly that shift will happen.
Yeah.
This
It is
is
always
the
now.
beauty.
You have to,
Yes.
always you can find out whether it's Atma speaking or mind speaking. Atma
Yes,
speaking
yes,
is always now.
Yes.
Okay, no tomorrow, no yesterday. Mind
Yeah.
speaking tomorrow.
Yes.
Honge kamyab ek din.
Yes. Yes. So it is, as you said, who cares? And that's it after that.
So I gave you a simple mantra, right? If it is Atma, who cares? If it is mind, I should take care of it.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
So Pallavi, any questions?
No, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Deepti?